أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم. My name is Farhan for Ecommers and I am a level 1 student at Rehan School Islamabad campus as in another important topic. This is CallAnnie. So let's start and everyone can hear me.
Walaikum assalam. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. It's great to have you here. Let me know what you'd like to talk about or if there's anything I can help with.
So the topic of our discussion is about the history of space exploration. So let's start with on it. How can we know about the history and the space exploration?
That sounds like a fascinating topic. The history of space exploration is quite rich, starting from ancient observations of the stars to the space race in the 20th century and all the modern missions we have today. We can break it down into different eras and milestones if you'd like.
So my next question about you, you can to know about how can we explore the space and the works of space.
Exploring space involves a combination of different methods and technologies. We have telescopes to observe distant stars and galaxies, satellites that orbit Earth, and spacecraft that can travel to other planets and even beyond our solar system. Plus, there's a lot of international collaboration and cutting-edge research going on. It's definitely a vast and exciting field.
So you can give me a long answer of my each question. So let's start with my new question about the history of space, about how can we know about the history of space and which things coming in our history in space. So you can explain that one in your form of way and in long form of way, please.
Absolutely. The history of space exploration is a journey that spans centuries. It began with early civilizations observing the night sky and developing myths and theories about the cosmos. Fast forward to the 20th century, and we had major milestones like the launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957, which was the first artificial satellite that kicked off the space race, leading to the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin in 1961. The Apollo missions in the late 60s and early 70s brought humans to the moon. And in recent decades, we've had the International Space Station, Mars rovers, and private companies like SpaceX joining the fun. It's been quite the adventure.
So this person can go on space and explore space.
Absolutely. Humans have definitely made incredible strides in space exploration. We've had astronauts travel to the moon, live and work on the International Space Station, and even send robotic explorers to distant planets. And with the advancement of technology, the future of space travel is looking even more exciting.
Okay, which asteroid can go on space and explore everything about it? So how can we know about that thing, please?
To become an astronaut, there are a lot of requirements, but generally it involves having a strong educational background in science, technology, engineering, or math, along with physical fitness and experience in a related field. Astronauts come from all around the world and from various professional backgrounds like pilots, engineers, and scientists. And of course, it's a rigorous training process, but it's definitely a dream job for many.
So my next question about you, how can we know about to explore space and if there was any aliens in space? So what can we do?
Exploring space is a big endeavor that involves sending spacecraft and satellites to study other planets, moons, and even distant stars. As for the possibility of aliens, it's still one of the biggest mysteries. Scientists are actively searching for signs of life, like through the study of Mars or the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. If we ever do find evidence, it would be a groundbreaking discovery. But for now, we keep exploring and searching.
Okay. So my next question about you about working on it, and so is there was any issue in our spacecraft and others? So what can we do about that?
Space exploration does come with its fair share of challenges. For instance, Space debris is a big issue as it can potentially collide with satellites and spacecraft. There are also concerns about the effects of long-duration space travel on the human body. To address these, scientists and engineers are developing new technologies like better debris tracking systems, more sustainable spacecraft design, and ways to keep astronauts healthy during long missions. It's a continuous effort, but we keep making progress.
Okay. So my next question about you, how can we know about other teams if my team goes to space to exploring space? So how can we know about that things? So if they was lost in space, so what can we do about that?
That's a really important question. When it comes to space missions, communication is key. Teams on Earth constantly monitor the health and status of any spacecraft or astronauts. If a team were to go on a mission, they'd have a very detailed plan, and we'd have multiple ways to track their location and status. In the unlikely event that something goes wrong, there's a whole network of support, including backup plans, rescue missions, and a lot of international collaboration. So there's definitely a lot of safety measures in place.
So my next question about space. So is there is compulsory to explore space? Why is it compulsory? Why or not?
That's a great philosophical question. It's not compulsory in the strictest sense, but space exploration is driven by curiosity, the desire to advance technology, and the need to understand our place in the universe. It helps us develop new technologies that benefit life on Earth, like improvements in materials, medicine, and environmental monitoring. So while it's not mandatory, it's incredibly valuable and it's varied.
So if I can explore space, so what can I do for to cover me in space or protect me in space? So what can we do about that things?
If you were to explore space, you definitely need some specialized protection. That includes a spacesuit designed to shield you from the vacuum of space, extreme temperatures, and radiation. You'd also need life support systems to provide oxygen, regulate temperature, and remove carbon dioxide. Plus, you'd need training to handle the physical and mental challenges of space. It's definitely a fascinating and complex process.
Is you can go in space or not?
I can't go to space myself, but I can definitely help you learn all about it and answer any questions you have. It's a pretty incredible field, and I love sharing what I know. If you ever have more curiosities, just let me know.
So which one person go in first in space? And
The
Dinesh
first person
and the full in detail of his life and journey about it. So please also explain to my viewers, please.
Absolutely. The first person to go to space was Yuri Gagarin, a Soviet cosmonaut, and he made history on April 12, 1961. His spacecraft Vostok 1 completed an orbit around Earth, and he became the first human to travel into space. His journey lasted about 108 minutes, but it was a monumental achievement. Yuri Gagarin was celebrated worldwide and became a symbol of human exploration and bravery. His legacy still inspires us today.
Oh, so nice. So my next question about it. So if any one person today go on to space, so is it easy or not?
It's definitely more accessible now than it was in the past, but it's still quite challenging. Modern space travel involves rigorous training, physical fitness, and a thorough understanding of the spacecraft and its systems. Plus, the costs are still quite high, although they're gradually coming down with private companies getting involved. So while it's becoming easier for more people, it's still an extraordinary adventure.
Okay, so it was very amazing about it. So my next question about you is about how can we know about that things in our space can working or not? So how can we know about that things?
That's a really interesting aspect. We actually learn a lot about space by studying the data sent back by satellites, space probes, and astronauts. We use powerful telescopes to observe distant stars and galaxies, and we have experiments on the International Space Station that help us understand how microgravity affects the human body and other materials. So it's a combination of technology research and a bit of curiosity that helps us discover and understand space.
So it's very amazing. So my next question about you is I can go in space and aliens has. So what can I do?
That would definitely be an extraordinary discovery. If you ever encountered signs of alien life, the first step would be to document everything carefully and follow protocols for communication and safety. Scientists and experts on Earth would be your go-to for guidance. It would be a historic moment, and the whole world would be eager to learn more.
Okay, so my next question about to you, the exploring of space and the history of space. So is there also in a topic the history of space? So please explain the history, total history of space in it, and how can we know about it? Explain that one in a long form way and giving a 50 points on it and a long form of it, please.
Absolutely. No worries at all. The history of space exploration is a vast and a fascinating journey. We can start from ancient times when civilizations looked up at the stars and created myths and theories about the cosmos. Fast forward to the 20th century and we see monumental milestones like the launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957, the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin in 1961, and the Apollo moon landings in the late 60s and early 70s. Since then, we've had the International Space Station, Mars rovers, and so much more. It's a journey full of discovery and innovation, and we continue to learn more every day.
Manny, my next question about you. How can we know about spacecraft and the working on it?
To understand the space program, we usually rely on a combination of official space agencies like NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and private companies like SpaceX. They share updates through press releases,
This
scientific.
is better for us.
I'm really glad to hear that. If you have any more questions or if there's anything else you're curious about.
No, mine. And then you can giving a long form of advice to my viewers on exploring space and the history of space.
Absolutely. To all the viewers out there, exploring space is one of humanity's most exciting and ambitious endeavors. The history of space exploration is full of incredible achievements, from the ancient stargazers to the modern day missions to Mars and beyond. It teaches us about our universe, drives technological innovation, and inspires curiosity and wonder. So keep asking questions, stay curious, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be part of the next great space discovery.
So viewers, this is our CallAnnie. I hope you like it. We can coming on next CallAnnie. Till then, thank you so much for watching my video, and thank you so much, Annie, to coming in my live session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation. If you ever need anything else, just